What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleration 215. Sorry about the light. It's my downstairs light. But speaking to a gentleman on here that also has a O2 and O5 Infiniti Q45. And he's dealing with some issues that he's solving and stuff like that. So this is just an update on everything that I done to my O2 Q45. Um, when I first purchased it, um, something happened with the battery. They didn't know that the red is reversed from the positive and the reverse are on different sides. So they were trying to jump it and they blew the starter. So the very first thing that I did to it was replace the starter. And I got a great deal on that because the guy that did it didn't know what he was in store for and didn't know how hard it was to actually put the starter on, even though me trying to explain it to him. He swore he knew what he was doing, so I just let him go. Charged me a fee. He was upset a little bit because he thought he got raped on the price. I told him, oh, I told you. So, okay, so that was it. The next thing that I fixed on my car was the valve covers were gone. Now, if anybody have a O2 to O5 or anything under anything from a O2 to a I want to say 2008 Q45, not really, but I'm gonna just stay with the second gen Q45. So that's anywhere from O2 to O6 or O5, O2 to O5 or O6 Infiniti Q45. With these cars, I'm pretty sure they have high mileage on them. Mine's definitely did, but they're really good cars. So everything that I did to this car, I did my valve cover gaskets and all this stuff I done myself. I did. I believe I put a new radiator in it. I put a new condenser in there. Um, I put, as you can see in my videos, I also put. I'm trying to remember. I put new brakes and rotors on it. I put the slotted ones in there, the drill slotted rotors. I put them on there because I like driving fast in that car. That car, oh, you if you have one, you know. I also did the inner and outer tie rods for both sides. I also did the control arms also on both sides. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, when you guys are replacing anything that has to do with the suspension, you never want to sit up here and just change one side. You always want to change both. It doesn't matter. If something is wrong and you may be on a budget or something like that, don't install no new parts unless you do both sides. So if you got to hold off on fixing stuff until you get the funds or whatever, to fix both sides, that's what you do. Never ever sit up here and put only fix one side. But me, it was one side was my inner tie rod, the other side was the outer. So me, my father always taught me never, when you replace something, you never replace just one thing, you replace all of it. It's all or nothing because it's a thing that if you replace one side, eventually the other side is going to get weak, and then the other side is going to eventually break or start malfunctioning. So if you're going to replace it, you might as well replace the whole thing. Period. Now on my car, I replaced my whole front suspension. That's inner outer tie rods. That's control arms. That's the links for the strut links. I believe it's the strut links or whatever. You'll see they on there. The only thing I didn't replace was the sway bar and the rack of pinion. Even though I need to replace my rack of pinion, but I'm not having issues with it, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not having issues with my rack of pinion. Why it's not leaking like it was. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna speak on that. So, A gentleman was just telling me that he had a leak in his that he's having a leak in his power steering box. I also had that same issue. It wasn't as bad, but I was still losing fluid. Now on these cars, if you notice, everything is ran off of hydraulic fluid, which is a SEA2. I believe that's the series of it or whatever. Fluid is like a brake fluid, but it's a thicker brake fluid that you need for it because it's all hydraulics. Your fans are, once you start the car, the pumps, everything is ran off hydraulic fluid. Um, so you so what I did was I just went to the store and I bought what they have the power steering fluid stop leak mixed with it. So when the fluid ran low, I allowed it to run low. It took like a couple weeks or whatever, a week or two for it to fully get super low. So I end up getting that and filling the bottle up with it. Now it will leak for a little bit, but then whatever you start missing, it would eventually sit up here and um, go back. It will eventually start sealing itself. What else did I change on there? I end up changing my rear. Like I need the only thing I need left. The only thing that's left to be done suspension wise is my front struts on it, and I have to find out about the springs on the back of my Q45. Um, yeah, because I wanted to sit a little higher, so I may have to buy this kit that to change everything off, change everything around, to better stuff. So I'll keep you guys posted whenever I'm ready to do that. Now, I haven't driven this my Q45 since um last year sometime. I want to say November, but there's a reason why though. And I'll keep you posted. I'll do a video on that. I'll reveal. I'll do it here. I rock with y'all. So what I did was I just set up here and I bought a 2011 Infiniti QX56, one of my favorite SUVs. I finally found one at a good, reasonable price. I got it, and it's curtains from there. But I haven't been doing a lot of videos, a lot of stuff because I've been working. I've been doing overtime, and I also been doing schoolwork as well. So that's another reason why I haven't really been posting frequently like I should. And like I told y'all in my last videos that I did, that is going to be other content as well. You know what I mean? I want to bring y'all more into my world as far as a few other things that I do, which I also I'm a gun guy as well. 2A all day, baby. But yeah, I'm a gun guy, so um, I go to the range. So I'm trying to work something out with the range to be able to um, record there whenever I go. I'm gonna start going to some outside ranges as well, so I'm gonna bring y'all along with that too. So y'all just stay around. I'm gonna bring that stuff or whatever to you, and then eventually I'm gonna end up bringing more car stuff as well to y'all. But back to the O2 Q45. Um, what else did I do? I mean, just like little tedious stuff, change spark plugs. That's regular oil changes and stuff like that. But the last thing that I did, I believe I put it in the video, I'm not sure. But the last thing that I did, what made me stop driving it is because almost 200,000 miles on it, my pulley broke. Now, on the Q45, you have two pulleys. You have an idle and you have a tensioner pulley. The idler pulley, no, yeah, my idler pulley broke which is on the driver's side. I believe it's my idler. Yeah, is on the driver's side. Now the only problem with that is that if you look inside at the motor or whatever, you take all the plastic pieces off or whatever, you will see that the pulley is literally behind all of the two hoses there, but they're high pressure hoses. Now, what I did was I the the one that connects from the top of the fan to pretty much into the top part of the motor or whatever for the coolant, I disconnected that. I took it out. This fluid is going to leak, so just get a couple of rags or some paper towel or something just to stuff it in there, so you don't have to refill too much fluid or whatever. If not, because it'll just keep going slowly and draining out because it's pressured. So I took that off, and then I was able to finagle myself in there a little bit. Still a little hard, but I eventually got it. But I had to. It broke. Come to find out that the pulley itself, actually the bearings inside of it messed up. So I've replaced those. Replaced just the whole pulley, put it back on there. Warning though. On the original pulley, it comes with a little cover. Remove that cover, because the new pulley is not going to accept it. It doesn't matter how loose or whatever you want to try to make it or whatever. I tried. It's not going to sit up here and stay. It's not going to. You're not going to be able to use it, because when you tighten the pulley down, you have to tighten it. That thing goes on. That cover goes on top, over top of the hole or whatever, to protect, I guess, the bushings or whatever the case is. It's not going to be in there. If you put it tight like you're supposed to, it's going to stop the pulley from moving. That's a bad thing. You don't want that, because you don't want your belt to work more than it has to. Your belt has to be free with the pulley to go around. If not, you're going to keep burning the belt off, and eventually the pulley is going to mess up as well, especially on those V8s or whatever. So just keep that in mind, that it may be eventually a time for you guys to replace your pulleys. Now I didn't replace the other one because there's literally nothing wrong. I had a scope on there and got it tested. There's nothing wrong. I don't no longer hear any noise or whatever from it or whatever. It runs even quieter than what it was. So there you go. Oh, I also did the exhaust. I had to do an exhaust on it as well. I didn't put nothing fancy. I just got the two flex pipes, because we have a Y exhaust. So that just means that it's two that come off the heads of the car, on the blocks of the car, left and right, and then it comes into a Y, which makes a straight pipe to go to the back of the motor. Now on the some 03s, the sport, I'm gonna just put it like this, on the sport models, I'm not sure how their exhaust is. That actually may be like an H exhaust or something like that. I'm not sure. I've never actually saw it, but I just know that they have two pipes that come out the back. So if it's dually, I don't know if it's true dual. It could be two coming into the Y to a straight pipe, and then when it gets to the back, it could come out the back. One pipe leads out to the two exhaust pipes in the back. I kind of want to do that to mine, but if I did that, it will have to be, both will have to be on their own. You know what I mean? I would never want it, however, but I like my car quiet anyway, because it's more of a luxury car than a race car, but I drive it like it's a race car. That's God honest truth. But yeah, man, so it's like I had to get some things. I had to get the flex pipes on it, the resonator, and the very back where all the pipes come together, and it's a ring, but they make all the pieces come into one, and it comes out for your exhaust or whatever. I got that cut off, and then the guy replaced them. He replaced it for me. So, it is what it is. Because my resonator I blew my resonator racing what was I racing? A Charger or something like that. I got in his ass, like no lies. Not no Hemi or nothing like that. Even though I always catch some of them slipping or whatever. But it was, I think it was like a regular V8 or a regular V6 or whatever. I got just as much power as the V6 does. So if not, they ain't fucking with me anyway. So they already know the deal. Um, but yeah, and this is all stock. Um, Thermostat also. That's a must. If you have an older year car, always change your thermostat as well. Change all your fluids as well. Um, Check your AC pump. Check your alternator. Always keep all that stuff in mind when you're doing regular maintenance and stuff on your car or whatever. Trying to think what else did I do to that car. I mean, just regular stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, just regular stuff. I just, regular maintenance I did. Like I said, this car has been sitting since November. No, it probably was before then, October. My car has been sitting since October. Just drove my wife's car because at that time she was working from home or whatever the case may be. So she wasn't driving her car. So I just set it until I found a QX56 or whatever that I wanted, which I can go into a little stir with that. It's not the exact one that I wanted, but I got one that was available, that was the only one left close by to me or whatever, because I just wasn't traveling too far to get it. I wasn't going all the way to Maryland because I'm in Philly. I wasn't going all the way to Maryland. I wasn't going all the way to just wherever else that they had those cars at. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So I just went to Delaware and was able to get it. You know what I mean? Even though a guy in Jersey, I would put him on blast, but I'm not going to do it because I don't really know about their service. I just know that um I didn't feel good about their service and how what they did with a I was supposed to have gotten a white and beige um oh 2013 or 2012 QX56 or whatever. It had the AC and heated knob, the one that you turn. That's what I really wanted because